for Otto Porter, Wendell Carter Jr., and 2 first-round picks.
Orlando's gonna be okay, but Mo Bamba's gonna get to play with Jonathan Isaac, Markelle. These are guys they're gonna be all right.
So what's good, y'all? We are back for another video, and with all the talk about up-and-coming teams, I really want to talk about a team that I just felt is not getting the recognition it should, and that's the Orlando Magic. People always talk about dynasties, but never mention how it's teams we never expect. Look at Golden State, the Bulls, the Pistons. Most dynasties people never ever see coming. And guys, I've said this so many times, the Magic have so many assets, young players with insane potential, and plus 2 lottery picks in this coming year's draft. Shout out to Chicago as well. But guys, this coming off season, they had the chance to pair Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, or just trade this draft pick. I think it's finally time for us to talk about how the Orlando Magic can possibly become the next threat out of the East. Now we're gonna get into all of this, but before we do, make sure to go ahead and drop a like on this video. Go ahead and subscribe. And other than that, man, let's talk about the Orlando Magic. I'm telling you, this team might just be on to something. Okay, so to get things started, because I'm pretty sure at this point, even Magic fans are on my ass calling me crazy. But first off, let's head to the past, man, pre-Vucevic. Because guys, I say this so much, but fans and teams underestimate the value of winning. And by that, I don't always mean championships. The Magic have always committed to doing simply their best and never really intentionally setting their team up to fail, because a lot of teams do it and it just never works. Let's keep saying a buck. Orlando, for the most part, has always been relatively competitive. Well, at least kind of make the playoffs. These guys always make the playoffs. I gotta clap it up and just give all the props to Vucevic. That guy was so phenomenal there. He was so underrated. He definitely deserves all of the flowers he gets. And also, the Magic waiting to trade him to get as much value as they did was just simply genius. I mean, guys, let's be honest. The Magic were horrible this season. First off, the NBA in general had so many injuries, but these guys lost Jonathan Isaac during the bubble. They came back, they lost Fultz, they lost Cole Anthony, they damn near lost their entire starting lineup, and this team was already on track to be just straight trash. Like, guys, let's be honest, a top 10 pick, top 5 pick regardless. That's when they finally saw it and like said, you know what, this would actually be the perfect time to do a rebuild. Trading away Aaron Gordon, a disgruntled star who, yes, is very talented, they were gonna have to overpay that man. Why do you want to do that? Granted, the Fournier trade, they definitely could have got more for. However, they moved him off the books, and then they got a bag for Vucevic. This deadline move left them with one of the youngest rosters in the entire league. The average age on this team, believe it or not, is like 24 years old. This team is really set up. I mean, they already have really good and talented players, like example, Mo Bamba, who's finally getting his chance to finally shine. They got Wendell Carter Jr. since that trade has been phenomenal. Markelle Fultz has turned it around because when they finessed Philly on that trade, who was it? I can't even remember like this dude's name. They traded like, I don't know. I barely remember who this man is. Regardless, they traded away Fultz. He looks like he's gonna be great. Cole Anthony, Steele, he's gonna be solid. RJ Hampton, that was a good trade in my opinion, because RJ Hampton has so much upside offensively as well as defensively as well. Jonathan Isaac was literally one of the best young defensive players in the entire league. And look, Shuma has shown flashes as well. This team is filled with depth, especially if these guys pan out. All of them could possibly be perennial all-stars one day. Orlando also has a ton of draft capital. They can use to trade up, trade for. Orlando is not a bad franchise. They've just really been mediocre. Not really terrible, but definitely not good either. These guys have so much young assets and they've been slowly putting them together. And let's not sleep, they're also in Florida. The craziest thing wouldn't be a big name free agent coming to this team. It literally only takes one. I mean, guys, look at the Brooklyn Nets. D'Angelo Russell trade. Those guys have one winning season. All of a sudden, screw that, we get in KD and Kyrie, James Harden. The Clippers were literal poverty for like decades. They put together a playoff season of bench players. Kawhi, Paul George, they pull up. This happens all the time. And truly anything is possible. Just look at this team right now. This looks like another team with a bunch of potential role players. Maybe some of them turn into stars, but a lot of guys who could possibly make the playoffs, especially in the Eastern Conference. The only worry that I really have, their best players are all guards. They're all really talented, but like Fultz, Anthony, Hampton can all be stars and they all play the same position. So the only question mark is really, how do these guys really get to showcase what they can possibly do? Personally, guys, in my opinion, the Magic have about 3 options. The first option is to just do what I said and just be patient, draft the right guys. A few of these guys are going to turn out to be really decent players and just hope and pray a star player comes here. But that's not as realistic. Option number 2, you possibly keep Fultz, you might trade away Cole, you keep Wendell, and see if that team makes the 8th seed. At that point, I think it's a possibility to get a lower level free agent. The third option is literally getting extremely aggressive, and that's when we have to start hitting a bunch of packs, man. It's to flip these guys the same way the Brooklyn Nets did. The Brooklyn Nets had something in place with D'Angelo Russell. They packed that up. I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world for this to possibly happen. There are so many disgruntled stars out there. These guys getting Bradley Beal sounds insane, but also, guys, let's just think about this. Hypothetically, next season, the Magic are a decent team and the young players there just show so much potential. Let's just say a guy like Bradley Beal, who went to Florida, decides to pull up with another all-star level player, maybe Julius Randle or something. Who knows? Anything is literally possible. Saw this in Brooklyn last season. People saw Brooklyn Nets as a joke for a long time, as the little brother of the city, and now they have a super team. There are so many similarities between these rosters. Orlando really just needs to be smart with all of their decisions and kind of just decide what route they really want to take. However, guys, that's the video. I really want to know y'all's opinion in the comment section below about how you guys feel about the Orlando Magic. These guys are definitely not talked about enough, but it kind of makes sense. They don't have any of those young players people love to yap about, like Tatum, Luka, Zion. They don't have any of those generational guys yet. However, this team's depth kind of scares me, and if these guys hit, it could possibly be a similar situation to what's currently happening in Denver. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and drop a like on this video. Go ahead and turn on post notifications and let me know what you guys want me to talk about next.